So we are back on page 7 of the Unit 13 packet, or the Chapter 13 packet. And today we're going to talk about how to sketch an angle in standard position. So the first angle that we're sketching is pi over 6. Pi over 6, if we think about it, is equivalent to 30 degrees in a positive direction, meaning that it's counterclockwise. So I have here that the initial side is going to be on the positive x-axis and 30 degrees away would be here. So this angle where I have the initial side and the terminal side being about 30 degrees is pi over 6. So 2 pi over 3, when you're in radians, it's easier to count or think of it about it as slices of pi. So in this case, it's a third of pi, and pi, remember, is half of a revolution of a circle. So for example, if I get from here to here, that's pi. Pi in terms of units of, or if we divided pi into thirds, then what we would see is here's 1 pi over 3 and 2 pi over 3 to get here to be 3 pi over 3, or the equivalent of just pi. So when I'm drawing this 2 pi over 3, what I want to do is simply draw the initial side on the positive x-axis, and 2 pi over 3 being 2/3 of the way to pi. And we can draw an arrow to indicate that that's the angle that we are referring to, with it being 2/3 away from pi. Okay, on the next example, you see that our denominator is 2, which means that we're going to divide pi into 2, so half of pi. So if I think about this as pi over 2, 1 pi over 2, this is 2 pi over 2, 3 pi over 2, 4 pi over 2 would be here, 5 pi over 2 would be here. Well, as I'm counting, I've noticed that 4 pi over 2 gets me to 1 full revolution of the unit circle. So I'm going to go past that and stop at 5 pi over 2. Now to indicate the initial side, we would draw it on the positive x-axis. The terminal side would be on the positive y-axis. And we would draw that to indicate that draw the spiral to indicate that we went past. So in reference to our discussion on coterminal angles, this 5 pi over 2 would be a coterminal angle to pi over 2. It shares the same initial side and the same terminal side. Now, for an example on a negative revolution, negative pi over 4 would mean that we're dividing half of a circle into quarters. So again, this is 1 pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4. 4 pi over 4 would get us to negative pi. Let me go ahead and erase that. So if I want negative pi over 4, I'm going to draw a quarter of the way to pi, and it's a negative revolution. So we want to draw the arrow indicating the direction as well. So on our last example, negative 3 pi over 4, we see that the denominator is 4. So we're dividing pi into quarters. So 1 pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4 would be right here, and it's a negative revolution, putting us in the third quadrant.